While Nintendo prints money with its brand new Blue Ocean strategy, it's been very thoughtful when working on its classic franchises. Mario, Zelda, and Metroid all found elegant ways to use the Wii Remote that invited new players to play while not alienating its hardcore user base. The latest litmus test is Mario Kart for the Wii. It's always been an accessible series with hidden depth, but how far will Nintendo go to make sure soccer moms and grannies can enjoy it? The Mario Kart franchise traditionally gives you about as many ways as possible to whip around hairpin turns while unloading a barrage of Koopa shells. Nothing has changed here. The Grand Prix is returned with 3 different engine classes and 8 different cups with 4 tracks each, for a total of 32 different courses. Of this, 16 come from older Mario Kart games, while the other 16 are brand spanking new. The selection of the old tracks is mixed. While classics like Bowser's Castle from the N64 iteration are included, it's missing no-brainers like Koopa Troopa Beach. With that said, some of the new courses are the best of the bunch, with imaginative layouts and thrilling, risky shortcuts. The Grand Prix option will last you a day or so, and then it's time to turn to what people really buy Mario Kart for, multiplayer. You can play 4-player split screen on one system in races or battles. Versus Racing allows you to set up your own impromptu Grand Prix events where you choose the 4 courses and point totals accumulate. Or just go at it one race at a time. If you want to go at it one racer at a time, you can hit up the time trial option. And what an option it is. In addition to setting your best times and racing against your own ghosts to improve, the game comes loaded with plenty of ghosts from Nintendo developers to test your mettle. Once you've worked your way through those, you can jump online to upload your best times or download ghosts from friends. But online isn't limited to uploading and downloading data. You can also square off against 11 other drivers in races or battles. The latter has been gimped somewhat by a lack of customization, maps the size of Texas, and omissions of the best battle stages from prior entries. But at least it's there. What really takes some of the sting out of it is that it's entirely team-based, and losing all of your balloons has no bearing on anything. Racing online is an entirely different story though. While it uses the ever-annoying friend codes, at least the functionality is to the point where it rivals online modes in driving games for other consoles. You have a friends list that will keep you in the loop regarding who's playing what, a rudimentary ranking system based upon your performance in the single-player Grand Prix, and a point system to further the addiction. You get the usual list of racers from the Mario universe, with a handful becoming unlocked as you complete the Grand Prix. You can even use the Mii tied to your game save. Karts are rated in 6 different categories, and for the first time ever, you can also take to the course using motorcycles. If you can't tell by now, Mario Kart for the Wii is fully equipped with the tools to provide an incredible racing experience. But all the options in the world mean nothing if the gameplay can't hold up its end of the bargain. The Mario Kart formula has been tweaked countless times since its debut on the Super Nintendo. Usually the changes are for the better, but this time around, that's definitely not the case. Without a doubt, the Wii version has been changed to give, for lack of a better term, poor players a chance. This has been done in a number of ways, but the most obvious is the altered power sliding. It used to be that you'd initiate a power slide and then wiggle the analog stick left and right, increasing the power of the resulting turbo boost with each pass. Novice players could still slide around turns without the wiggle, and for those who chose to practice, mastering it gave them a definitive edge. All that's changed this time around. Now, the level of turbo you get from each slide is based solely on how long you hold the power slide button. It still takes a little skill to hold the line while sliding, but not near as much as before. The system effectively makes the average Mario Kart player as good as the expert, which will surely anger those who have been honing their skills over each new release. More subtractions by addition are the new power-ups. It used to be that you'd have just the lightning to affect all the other drivers on the course, but now you have the POW block, the new lightning storm, and the squid that will affect every other racer on the track as well. And of course the blue shell returns, much to the dismay of first-place racers around the globe. When you factor in 12 different drivers on the course, it amounts to being slammed by one power-up after another. Some random finishes are fine and help to keep the player engaged, but when skill means nothing, even novice players have nothing to work for. This problem even spills over into the single-player races, where winning the last few cups of the 150cc class are almost entirely dependent upon luck. It's frustrating to do the same thing twice and end up in first one time and 10th the next. The other big change, the addition of motorcycles, works out for the better. Most of them don't handle all that differently from the karts, but they have the ability to pull wheelies to get a turbo boost. This means that there's no longer any downtime. Once you get good, you'll be looking for any patch of straight terrain to get on your back wheel for more speed. The trade-off is that you can't turn much, and if you get bumped, you're going to practically stop. The bikes are pretty well balanced within the context of the game, and they're a nice addition. Regardless of whether you're behind the wheel or handlebars, you can now pull off tricks on half-pipes or jumps. When you land, you get a short burst of speed, but some of the tracks are designed so that the half-pipes take you away from the shortest line, making it a coin flip on whether the tricks are worth the effort. When included on straightaways, they're a great addition to the game as players jockey for a spot on each ramp. By now, you've undoubtedly heard about the Wii wheel for use in Mario Kart. What it really amounts to is a plastic shell that you can snap the Wii remote into for motion controls. You can hold the Wii remote by itself and accomplish the same thing, though having more real estate to grab onto is a help. The learning curve is pretty severe if you want to play like a pro, but just for steering around the track, it works surprisingly well. While the Wii wheel is enticing for Nintendo's new audience, serious players will want to use something with an analog stick. In this case, you can choose either a GameCube controller or the nunchuck and Wii remote combo. Both work great. Playing Mario Kart for the Wii will be loved by players who have just got into gaming. For veterans of the series, it's a bit of a disappointment. Sure, there's online racing this time around, but with the item balance issues and god-awful rubber band AI, skill has been placed on the back burner in favor of luck. Mario Kart has rarely been on the cutting edge of technological achievement, and that's certainly not changed here. Granted, the Mario universe is comprised of simple shapes and colors, but it's hard to see any improvement on what was done with the GameCube version and this. Some of the retro tracks have received noticeable improvements, but others look basically the same. The new tracks are certainly the visual highlight, with a lot more geometry and effects in each frame. Animation for the tricks is another bright spot, and the game runs smoothly at all times, but overall, Mario Kart for the Wii has a simple, washed-out look. Super Smash Bros. Brawl and Super Mario Galaxy both have incredible soundtracks, but there's nothing that really stands out in Mario Kart. The voice samples for the characters can grate on the nerves, especially on tracks with lots of jumps. Generally, video game franchises move forward with each successive release. In this case, Mario Kart for the Wii has taken a few steps forward and one huge step back. This is the first case of Nintendo not finding a happy medium between accessibility and servicing hardcore players. Yet if you get a group of people together on a Saturday night to play, you'll be the only one complaining. While the competitive spirit may be quelled, there's no denying that the foundation here is solid, and the addition of bikes, tricks, and online play are all positives that no one can deny.